Hi, so today I thought I would talk about the first step in meditation, or the first stage of progress. We understand that in the practice of meditation we are trying to go through a series of insights or realizations, starting with a simple realization of who and what we are, and sort of where our problems and deficiencies lie, and how we can help to remedy this, how we can begin to take the steps necessary to change this about ourselves. The first step is in meditation practice is simply this basic awareness of who and what we are, of what is the reality that we're facing. Sort of separation between what is a concept and what is reality. So whereas normally in our ordinary everyday discourse we understand there to be a self or a soul or a being, we understand that I am a person, I am this, I am that, and we see this about everything around us as well. So when we look at something, we look at what all of the things around us, and we say, this is a tree, or this is a car, or so on. And so we look at the world in terms of all of these concepts that we've created, these names which we have for everything. And we have to understand that in the meditation practice we're going to look at reality in a very different way. And the first thing that we realize in the practice of meditation is that reality is actually made up of very simple building blocks. Just as in science they understand the physical reality to be made up of atoms and subatomic particles, in the meditation practice we come to see reality based on the mind and the body working together as a set of building blocks as well. And these building blocks break down into two things. And as I've said already, these two things are the body and the mind. The basic practice, the first stage of meditation in basic practice, is to realize this, is to come to understand that in every experience of reality there are only two things. So for instance, when we see something, normally we say, I see a car, I see a bus, I see a person, I see this or that. When we start to practice meditation, we come to see that in actual fact all there is the seeing. So, and this is, we know from science, that there's the light touching the eye, then there is the eye. So we say this is the body, or this is form, this is material. But then there is something else there that allows us to know that we're seeing, that allows there to be a knowledge of the seeing, and this is called the mind. When we come to practice meditation, we can see this. For instance, when we watch the rising and the falling of the abdomen, when we're sitting in meditation, and we say to ourselves, rising, falling, we can see that there's a mind aware of the rising and falling. If the mind's not there, we don't know that the stomach is rising and falling. For instance, when the mind is distracted thinking of something else, we can see that there is no awareness. The only time that there is the awareness of the rising and falling is when the mind is there as well. So in the process of acknowledging rising and falling, we can see there are two different things. Now, this seems like a very simple thing to say, but it's something that we don't ever pay attention to. We don't come to see that this is actually the building blocks of reality. That reality is not just the physical. Reality is not just what we're taught in school in terms of the science and the building blocks of the universe. Actually, the universe comes from the mind. That there is this aspect of the universe which we call the mind. We come to see that when we're walking, there is the foot moving, right, and there is the ground when we touch the floor, and this is all material. But then there's also the knowing of it. And this becomes crucially important as we begin to progress in the meditation practice, because it's the mind, of course, which has all of these mental sicknesses, or what we label in the meditation practice as mental sickness. These are sickness in that there are things which create suffering. So the suffering doesn't come from the physical. Even though we might have pain or so on, it's only when we get upset, when we get worried, when we get stressed, when we get afraid, when we have all of these negative emotions arise. that's when real suffering arises for us. So the first thing that we should start to become aware of when we undertake the practice of meditation is this separation, but coexistence or interdependence between body and mind, that they work together. And as we go on, we'll come to see more and more about the mind. But I thought this, just to sort of get an idea of where how we're going to approach reality, or what we're going to start looking at. This is called the first stage of insight knowledge in the meditation practice. It's the simple awareness, the simple realization that there really is no I, there is no me, and in everything around us it's the same. There's really just the experience, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling, and thinking, and the building blocks which make up this, which are in essence the body and the mind. So this is sort of used as an introduction to the progress, the path of progress which we are embarking upon in the meditation practice. And I think this is an important addition to the videos on how to meditate. If you'd like more information, you're welcome to get in touch with me. You can contact me over YouTube or over Skype or so on, and I'm happy to go through these stages and help you to progress in them. As for the later on stages, I think it's important to understand that you do need a teacher to accurately assess your practice and lead you on in the practice, so that you're able to realize the higher stages. And I probably won't be going into too much more detail about the later stages of practice over YouTube. But if you'd like instruction on meditation, I'm happy to teach people over Skype. You can Skype me at Yutta Dhammo, just the same as my YouTube channel, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll try to add more information as I can think of things that might be useful for the meditators. I hope, again, that the meditation is able to bring you peace, happiness, and freedom from suffering. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.